Hello and welcome to Thursday night's open mic hour. Again, it's your session. Any interaction that you'd like and topics, subjects. Let's start off again as we usually do with the paranormal. See where it leads us and see where it takes us. Please put your comments, questions on. If you want to come on live, that's fine. Again, I do respect everyone's views and I do respect everyone's side on the take as well. You know, I'm not one for not listening. Do you know what I mean? So that's why we're listening. And again, it's lockdown. So what we're doing is we're putting an extra hour on again each week, each Thursday. And thank you all for tuning in as well. Good evening, David. How's things? So any topic, subjects you want, castles, where's the best castles you've been to? Any evidence of aliens, spirits from the stars? Has anybody had any experiences with that? Anybody that can receive out there? What's your take on things from heaven and below down? Anything? What's your experiences from spirits that you've received from the First World War, Second World War, them types of period? Anything from the 19th century? Anything going back in your time as well? What's your take on the Holy Grail? UFOs? It's an open hour. It's your hour. Earth angels. Let's have something. We'll tick the boxes as we go through things as well. Good evening, Jess. Hope you're feeling well. Hello, Nikki. Again, it is open hour. If anyone comes in. Oh, Rachel. Hope you've been keeping busy in your new house, and congratulations on your new property as well. Is it our turn to harass you tonight? Fire away, Rach. Fire away with the questions. Let's bring it on. Let's interact as well. Any conspiracies out there with anything that's in the past? Any old stories? Any old wives' tales? Witches? Any trials? Anything like that? Knights Templars? Come on, let's have some interaction. Let's get going with the first questions as well. Where are we up to? Hello, Gemma. How's things? I've seen. What was it? I'm just trying to think which was the first one that really struck me. I'm just going to look for that now. Just a second. Ooh. I tell you what's stuck out for me today. I noticed something from, I don't know how to pronounce this, Groglin Grange, if that's the way I will spell it. And it was supposed to be like a bony creature. And it was dating back to Victorian days where it had a taste and a thirst for blood. So this was based in Cumbria. Now, again, to me, a little bit of an old wives' tale, but we'll have a little look up at it. I'll type it in of what I've seen, and it was just, anybody got any stories on anything like that dating back to the old Victorian days? I will type it up for you. So I can get the spelling right. And it was a bony creature of the past. And I think that was dating, I missed it. And that used to prey on ladies of a night. So has anybody got anything? Right, where are we going there? Also as well, I've heard of sightings as well, mysterious sightings, and this is dating back to 1909. Huge mysterious sightings. So all them people of UFO backgrounds and all that as well. Come forward, tell us what you know about any specific sightings around the globe and all that. In 1909, there was sightings of mysterious ships in the air, and they wasn't sure if they were dating back to the German Zeppelins and stuff like that as well. So again, let's have an interaction. Let's put all these paranormal questions out there. Again, it's your hours. It's your hour. So again, Garry, with your abilities, what's been your most intense session? I would say for being tested to the most is a friend of a friend had a very low level demonic energy, very low weighted energy, and we had to sort out a possession, and that was a 6, 7, 8 hour evening, again because it was a friend of a friend as well, and that was quite intense, and that was how you would see it in I would say, a modern day TV version or a modern day film experience. And I think that was just to see what you could deal with and what you could handle and what you could process, and supporting what things could be thrown at you within the paranormal field or the spiritual field. So I think that was a testing situation, and I have experienced that a couple of times. So it's not one that I would like to do and like to go through all the time, but to experience it, seeing it. And to be honest, I couldn't have done that without the team that was around me at that present moment in time as well. So I would say that was the most harrowing, and I'm talking tied down to the chair, I'm talking full projectile, I'm talking eyes rolling at the back of the head as well. And that was full on, and seeing it being somebody that you knew was very, very harsh, and it was striking. And as soon as I walked into the room and entered the room, it mentioned my surname as soon as I walked into the room. So again, somebody had been doing things that it shouldn't have been doing. So again, it's all about the balance. Everything I always do is with the full respect of spirit. Everything I always do everything with the good intent. So I always believe that white will always portray overweighted and lower down energies as well. So cracking question that, Jess. So anyone wants to come on and have a little say of anything that they've came across as well, or the last few weeks, or what you've seen as well. And yeah, Jess, it was very draining, and obviously a lot of people do know me. I do have a normal Monday to Friday position, and I think I had about 1 hour, 2 hours sleep that night, and then went and done my Monday to Friday position as well. So again, it's draining isn't the word as well. So again, it's learning from that, and again, full protection up with my team. What's your take on protection that you wear in and around? Some people wear a cross, silver this, or crystals, pentagon. What the 5-pointed star. What do you carry with you? Ask again. Hello, Nick. How's things, young man? You're over in the USA, aren't you, Nick? So any questions? Come on, Rach, let's have a few questions. What do you think about other people that possibly try and drum up spirits, or go over a little over the board sometimes, or over the top? What's your experiencing through your mind's eye or sensing? What do you pick up on, folks? What's your heightened senses that you have or you use? Some people see, some people hear. What do you pick up on when you're out on investigations? Nikki says she carries black tourmaline. Yes, I do have my own crystals. I've got one of them as well. Been doing okay, just hanging in there as usual. Yeah, let's keep doing all the good out there, folks, and let's keep all this interaction going as well. So what else have you experienced, Nick? Rach, I know you come across a lot of stuff. Nick, any questions from you? What do you think about the power of witchcraft dating back? What have you had on them types of things as well? Let me see. What about the devil's scapegoat, toads and all that? There's loads of things out there. This is an open book. Obsidian as well. Is there any place that you really feel that you've had to turn with that to, Jess, as well? Really, like some people have rose quartz, and they really, when they don't feel brilliant, they hold it quite close to the chest sometimes as well. As again, you carry your own crystals and work in your own ways. I am all for that as well. Oh, here we go. Here's our Rach kicking in now. Good evening, Eddie, Kieran. Had some incredible evidence and communication from witches. We certainly have. Let people know out there. Just trying to think. I'm just linking in back to a few that I've picked up on as well. Even on your little walks and going to certain places, even down by your canals, you're picking up on all these spirits that's in and around us as well. And again, they've always got their own little story as well, I find. Oh, Nikki's put a comment on. Love a little bit of witchiness. Yeah, again, what's your take on past life, folks? Come on, let's really get these questions going. Again, Jess, I think she's relating to, she would obviously around Shepton Mallet prison. If any of you guys been down there, I know our Linda's been with me, and we did have a fantastic evening down there. Very scary evening, Shepton Mallet. Look forward to going back there as and when we can. Unexpected stories, unexplained stories. Has anybody had any of them? I've had a few scenarios the last few months where a padlock's been closed and I just walked through the gate, and not on my property as well, so it's a very close family member's property, and that happened again, and a brand new lock, not padlock, a brand new latch that was mysteriously broken as well over the last few weeks as well. So there's a little bit goings on there at the moment as well, so I need to get to the bottom of that as well. So here we go. Keep on chatting. Pendle Hill, Salem are on your bucket list. Where would you like to go, folks? What would you like to cover? Gemma says there she'd like to go down and get down to Shepton Mallet as well. Where would you like to see the team going? Where would you like to see us going? I know I'm throwing a lot of things out there. I've give you a lot of bullet points there tonight. So come across, come and interact as well. What about the intelligence of other people, other mediums as well? There's certainly psychics from the past as well. At the turn of the century, there's been famous mediums that's been studied. I think there was a gentleman in Brazil, I think of his name in a minute, Carmine Morabelli, and he was quite embarrassing to his friends and family and loved ones back in the days, having them traits. I'll type his name up. We can have a little look up and see if we can pick up anything on him. But to have a psychic power back at the turn of the century must have been quite outstanding, but you must have had to keep it within reach within your own little circle as well. So it's just going to go back on some of the questions. Okay, so we're getting likes of Pendle Hill. I've been to a few times there, had some amazing interactions in and around the young girl there as well, which I think was amazing. We had the white noise box going that night, and that was amazing, the interaction we had with that. So we have got Shepton Mallet booked, so have a look on Keep Paranormal as well. Shepton Mallet is amazing. Edinburgh Vaults, our Dennis is saying. I've been to quite a few places in Edinburgh, and especially, let me think what it's called. I was on the film right at the end with Tom Hanks. I'll think of it in a minute. It totally slipped my mind at the moment. The little chapel, what's the name of it? Just outside Edinburgh, and that was an amazing place to go to as well, and walk around there. When you go on the grounds, there's another graveyard just around the corner, and they've also got the castle there as well. It will come to me before the end of the show. Rachel's after a road trip. I would recommend as well there, Nick, that in and around Pendle Hill, go on a nice dry day, nice still day, not when it's windy and all that. Just go when the elements are in your favour. Only because I believe that you will miss certain things of energies. So if it's a really blowy, gale, windy day, that's not the time to be going to Pendle Hill. A nice, steady, calm day as well, I would recommend. Let's see, we're just going to scroll down on the comments. If anyone wants to come on and have a say as well. Any space for you, Rach? We'll have to see. I'm sure there will be. And thank you for the prize as well last night. Much appreciated. Karen will, I'm sure, put that on as well with the prizes from last weekend. Newsham Park. The stories I've got about that place. Even setting up on camera in the Naughty Boys room. Just about to do a quick live. Did ask permission prior to that. and yeah, okay, do a live. And we've got knocking on the back of the door behind us, and there's only two of us setting up in the corridor. So I think the sound's just gone, so I'm just gonna put new sound in. It is fully charged now. So is that sound okay? Can you give us a thumbs up on that? Right. You drop in and see what it's all about. It's an open hour, Nick. So anything that you've come across or seen over the last few weeks and why you've been investigating as well, we'll bring the topic, the subject up. You're more than welcome to come online, have a little chat, tell us about your experiences as well. It's an open hour, basically. I think everybody is itching to get out on their invests as well and back up and running. Very fascinating, Nick is saying there. Tell people about yourselves, Nick, as where they can catch you as well. Okay. Where's your best experience been, Nick? Again, I'm throwing a lot of pointers out. We'll talk all night as well. So anything you want to talk about and discuss, we're here for as well. Has anybody seen any good programs out at the moment in and around the spiritual world? I do believe there's been sightings of a queen of France, dating back from 1775 to 1793. Ghost of Marie Antoinette, and again there's Miss Eleanor. I've seen a little column of that coming up the other day, so I need to go and do a little bit of research on that, and I need to find out where that story's come from the last few days. So dating back to Queen of France, has anybody had any experiences of spirit around the famous people in and around there as well, in and around stars that you've adored or your idols? Has anybody had any interaction with them, be it by the white noise box or anything like that? You're trying to figure out. Saying in the Grange, yeah. I will get back onto that for us, Rach. I'll find the piece up on that as well, and I'll have a little look back on that as well. I will type it back up for you. I think it's in Cumbria as well. It was known then as Cumberland, but it would actually be Cumbria now as well. Oh, I'm in the kitchen at the moment. Yeah, I'm in the kitchen, Rach. Ghost Wars, what's that like? How many series is that? Ooh, meditation. That was another one I had written down. Where's meditation taking you off to, folks? Do you do guided meditation? What's your favourite meditations? How often would you do a meditation? Once a week, once a day? I do know people that try and do one in the morning and one of an evening as well. Raindrop shape and the sides as well, and like the vibrating lines. Do you get a lot of colours coming through then as well, Jess? A lot of colours on the meditation. I would safely say when I really got into meditating, it opened my eyes as well with the guided side of it, and go into your tranquil place. Once you get in your tranquil place, it's like it opens up, and it opens the mind's eye up, and it opens the crown up, and there's just been so many paths and directions shown for guidance as well during meditation. We do have a lot of people on here that's in and around the group that we share people's work of, and they just tell me some of the interactions that they've had and come across with even doing the meditation over the weekend. I think it was Saturday night, and I was just so relaxed, and it took me ages to get back going again. You know, it was just what I needed. But meditation, I would safely say it is the link to the key to the other realm. So to me, the more you clear your mind and you're able to do that, the more you can link in and work with spiritually as well. So with your balance cleansed and you're moving forwards, then I do feel you've got an open mind, easier to work with spirit in and around. But I was always helped and supported by a very good international medium, and he always said meditation is the link to the key to linking in with spirit on the other side as well. So again, if you've had not a brilliant week or a brilliant day, get some meditation done, balance cleanse, nice shower, nice bath, and then go for it, and then just see what you have. But again, Jess, excellent question. David's put one up there. Heathrow Airport today never released that Dick Turpin still resides there. Right, okay. We did have a little bit of history with that, with York. So we have had an experience in and around, I think we were in the Turpin room, wasn't I, in the Black Swan in York as well. So that'd be interesting to see and find out about, David. I'd like to do a little bit more of that, so I'll research on that and I'll have a little look. So again, excellent question, thank you. Anyone wants to come on, just let me know. Just going to go back up because that's jumped down. Okay, Nick's just typed up there. One of his best experiences was when he was over 10 years back. When he was 17 years old, investigating Waverly Hill Sanatorium in Louisville, Kentucky. Not only was it his first all-night investigation, but it was also his first time he had multiple encounters. First time with shadow people, and that can really be scary and set you back as well when you actually, one of your first experiences when you're seeing stuff out the corner of your eye and shadow people as well. Actually wrote my account out of the book 3 years ago. Type on there as well, Nick, where everyone can get your book on your encounters as well. That'd be great. So type in as well a link for your book for us, for people if they want to have a little look at that. Rachel says she's run out of that. Not good, Rach. So this is what people are watching and everything. Waverly Hill does sound amazing. How do you find that as well, David? What's been your experiences with that? And going down to Jessica, she's seen a lot of white lights as well. Lilac colours. And different colours do represent things as well. They can represent in and around your chakras as well. A lot of greens and purples represent healing and stuff like that as well. So little things. Do you think, Nikki says, there's a particular type of meditation that can help with opening up spiritually? I'd love to develop more. Again, what I found with that, Nikki is very sensitive again, and you know, we've had some amazing nights together in and around the spiritual paranormal field and that. again, just try and open your mind's eye yourselves as well. Visualize it, as somebody said, putting the lens on the camera and taking it off on your mind's eye. Again, so sometimes the simplistic things can work, but with meditation, I would always say to yourselves, keep being adventurous and looking for them meditations. There is thousands on YouTube, but just go. You'll get drawn to what you need to get drawn to by your team as well, Nick. And that's what I'm always a big believer of, is there's trial and error. So if that type of meditation is not for you, move on to the type that you enjoy, and then your path will open up as well. So next time we'll see, I'll try and help you with that and try and open your crown and or your mind's eye a little bit more as well. So David said, what's David got? Wearing chakra bracelets too now as well. Yeah. As well, sometimes as well, what I find where people have their type of protection and they get used to carrying certain objects or trinkets or anything, you know, like that they're drawn to, and when they haven't got them, they feel undressed without them. So sometimes, you know, you might lose a certain crystal, or you might lose a certain bracelet or anything that you wear and that. And then sometimes spirits can do that, and when you don't need them, they can break them, they can chip them, they can throw them, they can have them off your worktop, and certain stones will go off there. So sometimes your guide and your team are telling you you're ready to work spiritually on a certain level when you've been doing it so long that you don't need as much protection, because your team get to know how you work. What works for you is great. So, but sometimes if certain things happen on an investigation, say you're lucky, you know, your bracelet snaps and all that, don't be over petrified, because your team and spirits will put you in a situation just to see and how you experience things from then. So be calm if anything happens like that, run with it, and then, you know, you can always repair it and that, but don't be over surprised if any material that you carry, that's your little safety net, don't be surprised if that snaps or anything. It doesn't mean it's somebody negative trying to take that away. It can also be your team trying to push you to that next level as well, spiritually. Again, we never stop learning in that field as well. I think we might have covered this one, Gemma. Yeah, you certainly making time for meditation as well. It isn't easy, especially if you've got family. Everybody else's circumstances is different, and definitely a lot of it after time definitely puts you in the right direction there as well. And Nick saying there's definitely one that does not disappoint you over there in America. Oh, the Turpin room. that was Harry Potter. Yeah, I think that was. I mean this in a nice way, and I do it. I think going for an extra cup of tea or something towards the end of the night, or another bottle of water or something, and I come out and the whole team's in matching pajamas walking up the stairs in this haunted location, or very active location as well. It was like, whoa, what's on the stairs? Then I worked it out. I could work it out as well. So again, I thought they were going to beat me up as usual. That was in the Black Swan in York as well. Meditation does relax you. Could probably come on in a couple of minutes. Yeah, Nick, that's fine. Just let me know and I'll get our Karen to do that. Tomorrow night is live readings, 7 p.m. Keep on chatting, so tune in for that. The motion picture, I can't remember that now, Jen, at the top of my mind, because spiritually, as I work, I get that much information. Again, sometimes it's trying to recall all the experience that we have had over 10 or 11 years. It is a lot to recall. I mean, a lot of people ask me, why haven't I done a book? Why haven't you done a book? Why haven't you put that? It's not about putting it down and getting the time. It's like trying to remember from day one and putting it into the chapters as well. Nick's put his link on there, folks, which I'll pop up as well. So Nick's over in the USA. Have a little look at his tales, his personal tales as well. And again, this is what a lot of stuff that we've experienced as well. So I would always safely say, carry an A4 book with you, a blank book. Make your notes, jot it down. So the next day, try and recall things that's happened and interacted with you as well, because you might go back to that location in 2 years' time and go, oh, I've got my notepads, I've got my notes from that night, not to recall and look on it to expect that same activity to happen, but just to see if it interacts with the same thing. And then it's more clarity and tying things in together with the evidence as well, because a lot of people are storing the data of these historic places around the world, and the UK, Europe, and as well, which is always good, because we're going to be passing all this information and our experiences on what we've experienced over the years. So, you know, there's going to be new places to investigate, but you also want that data and history. Anything you want to discuss? Again, David's saying there, he sees faces. This is around meditation and colours. Feels very relaxed with the meditation as well. So just put the brackets on the topic that we've covered as well for us as we're going on. So as it takes a long time to catch up on the messages. Hello, hiya Joe, how are you doing? Dave's saying about his chakras as well. Sometimes people can feel when there's something not quite right with the flow of the chakras. And again, that could be the time that you need to work out that spare hour for you to meditate. I would always safely say Sunday evening, people get a bit more time, and Monday night, Friday evening. But again, just when you get time to give yourself that window, have a little look. Is our Nick ready to come on? Hello, Teresa. Astral traveling. Interesting subject. A lot of people say to me, you know, not how do you astral project of a night. Sometimes I'm open to be received with my team and with friends that do go off traveling. If they need the support in and around, say, a house clearance from distance, my friends will like virtually come and tag me along with them spiritually in my dream, and take me with them to work as support in a team. And I always say it's always good to have the power of three. But again, I've got friends there that help me along with that. It's not always me directly. They will go and do certain things themselves, but they need that extra energy and support and guidance as a team. They will come and collect me within the night. And again, I always try and ask spirits and the team not to drain me where I feel like I've got the paranormal hangover or the working hangover of the next morning. So again, loads of fresh water, and again, water it does help revitalize as well, and gives you that strength to keep revitalized. It's just, I think water is the purity side of it that kicks in as well. Right, your screenshots. You can copy and watch anything of Waverley Hills. If you give me 5 minutes, you'll come on. So that's our Nick. Any more questions? I'll throw some more bullet points out as well. What can we do? Does anybody have that? What's your theory on the universe? How do you feel the universe works? Shooting stars and all that. Do you feel lucky when you've seen a shooting star? What's your take on haunting locations, castles? What have you had? Give us your experiences. Come on. Oh, there's another one I picked up. I don't know how to pronounce this, so I will type it and spell it out. In the 1920s, there was celebrity mediums, and they were investigated by the psychological researchers back in the days as well. So again, when we're going through time, I'll type the names up, and this is, I think they were a married couple, which I always feel over time that spirits will put you with somebody like-minded in what you do. Do you know what I mean? So in and around, this is spelt wrong, I do apologise. It's just something I've seen of another topic in a book I was reading this evening, and I don't usually get a lot of time for this. Back in the day, in 1920s, these were investigated by the psychic research people as well. So that must have been quite scary back in the day as well, to have a certain gift as well. I can't remember where they were based now. I think they were UK based, so I will have another little look into that as well. I'm going to do a little bit more research into that as well. So over the last, I'd say 3, 4 or 5 years, I've seen a lot of people that's going back to the parlour games, the old seances and stuff like that with their own groups. I've seen people advertising them. Has anybody been along to any of them evenings? What did you encounter? How did that evening go? Come on, let's bring it on. Let's get you really interacting here, folks. Canteen box, chat room. Your spirit cat who roams around your upstairs. Odd feeling, but nice. Do you see that as like a small shadow, or just like you feel the presence around your leg? With animals, I just feel that the brush quite low down, like your calf area or your ankles, or sitting at your feet as well. So we do get a lot of spiritual pets in and around us as well. Rachel says the old ways are the best ways. I totally agree. Again, done properly. How do we know that they are being done properly? You know, is there that much footage or evidence dating back to the early 1900s in and around these experiments? I think one thing opened my eyes a few weeks back is the Chinese whispers of certain places that were haunted, and they were added on by people that owned certain locations or properties. So again, in that type of field, how do we know these old ways of investigating of the old parlour games is being done in the right way? Is that just on the evidence of a table moving in the seance or anything like that as well? What I always find where people are like today, even doing like a table tipping, you can feel a lot of the energy behind you, or even spirits circling as well. So again, it's like having the presence to understand that spirit doesn't have to be directly in front of you, in and around that table or that seance room or anything like that. It's having the understanding to pick up what's going on behind you. They could be in another room as well, building the energy from outside in as well. So we can have a lot going on in the old values ways as well, where for myself, I could try and link into another room and see it in my mind's eye of what's going on, interacting as well with depth. Sometimes there's a lot of depth in a building or a place that people are trying old experiments with and stuff like that again. So it'd be nice to see if there's any books out there on the old value ways as well, and maybe we can pick up on that one week and we can discuss that. And if anyone does any research on that as well, or anybody's come across that situation, let us know. That'd be an interesting topic and subject as well. But definitely, I do like the back to basics, and I think that's where you put the fun, the laughter in and around an investigation as well. Sometimes to me, it just heightens it tenfold, and spirits are going, yeah, let's have a good seance, let's really have that good interaction as well. So where's your experiences been, and what locations was you at? Ooh, just jumped. Good evening, Shelley. Right, sorry about that, it does jump sometimes. Valerie, your house is haunted. You tried the milk bottle top off yesterday. They are okay. Some things do happen quite over and over again, recurring things spiritually. So sometimes, again, it's ask, if that's happening, ask it to stop and then say, proceed the next day. So with the milk top bottles, again, that might just be your good old little birds having a little peck and having a good old cream of the milk as well. So again, if you've got a little camera, set a still camera up, see if you can debunk it. We'll always try first. So little things, again, if spirits are playing games in and around you and they're playing tricks, which we know that they can do, ask them to stop for a set amount of time, a day or two, and then say, carry on the next day. And that's as good as interaction as well. So that's good evidence as well with things that's working back with you. So it's not about the recurring thing of it all the time. It's like, we'll say, have a rest and then see if you can do it on Monday morning for me. So again, test spirits. It's all about pushing the boundaries as well, but in the respectful way. So test outside the box is what I'm saying. And you'll be surprised at the results. I've had some amazing things going on the last week or two. Friends have been hearing screaming, and then I'll look into certain things of what that's about. Certain things have gone on in that land at the turn of the century. And then the story comes forward that there's a little bit more going on. So sometimes spirit can be a little bit unhappy, but getting your attention to have a little look why they were screaming. It's not them screaming at shock, they're screaming to get your attention. So sometimes when certain things happen, again, it's breaking it down and asking the question spiritually for myself to get to the bottom of the story. And again, sometimes it's about slowing down, working with the team and saying, why was I hearing that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? And then something else has gone on the property, on the land as well. So another spirit energy might come in, but that spirit energy might not like a certain weighted energy in and around as well. And again, it might just want spirits to be crossed and helped over to the light. Good evening, Shell. Oh, deja vu. What a topic, what a subject. Again, on my path, the amount of deja vu, I would safely say I haven't got the answer for, because it's like going back in time, Cine Clip. It's like going back in time with deja vu. I have had it many times in Chester, walking past the shop, and you're like, I just feel like I'm coming up to this. I've done it. And when it's happening and unfolding, say you're 3 or 4 steps away from a certain shop front or that deja vu that you can remember, it's like walking in the timeline, but knowing that you've done that period, that you're going to do it again, but you've also done it again in the past. You've been there and experienced that as well in the past. So again, it can be either a reloop, stepping into a reloop possibly, or a bit of a timeline. And things like that. Again, these are the questions we haven't got a lot of answers for, because the scientific side of it hasn't backed that up. So again, a little bit more research into these type of things. The deja vu as well, I would safely say it is going to be an open book, because everybody's take on it is going to be really, really different to how they feel, and that's great. My deja vu is just, it's been mind-boggling, and there's one that I am looking forward to try to find a little time loop. And I have experienced it again in Chester, outside Stanley Palace. I could see the straw on the land, on the roads and everything, the horses and carts. With the deja vu, I am drawn to Liverpool at the moment as well. There is a famous street in Liverpool that's set to have a timeline. It got cancelled last April. I was due there. But with deja vu, I do know I do get round to doing that. But I do think there's going to be a little bit of a loop and a little bit of a seeing timeline back in the days as well, and seeing a certain street or a road how it was. And again, that's just, it's just, I don't think we've really got the answer for that. But again, it's keep working with it, keep looking, write your deja vus down, what you've experienced. I would safely say my soul's been around for a few thousand years, but there is times and gaps within the different centuries and decades. So I've experienced stuff from the 1500s, 16s, 17, 18s, and presents. I've gone way back to the lie of the land around about time Christ was born. And there is gaps. I've seen around about the 600s, and I'm just trying to think who they were. Wasn't the Celt? Yeah, around about the 600 period. So I know there's gaps. So I would expect over my spiritual journey, I will get certain centuries tying in the 1200s. I've had some experiences from that. Again, there is gaps that will fill in as we're moving forward. So spirits won't give you everything all at once as well. So when we have a little bit of deja vu, it's about asking the questions and seeing if there's any links for your past lives. If there's any links with your past lives, make a note of the experiences that you've had, say the 1200s, and see if you can get that type of male, female, what you was in your soul in your past life as well. So we never stop learning again. So there is chapters of my past lives and deja vu that I will experience in moving forwards again and moving forwards over the years. So that's a very interesting question. Free technology, yeah. Right. Nick says he's okay to come on there. Kaz, I don't know if you can get Nick on for us, or if I have to press a certain button. So I'm just trying to work out how to get you on. Just bear with me, Nick. A few technical issues as usual. What do you think around the cold energy? I'll just try and sort that out for us now, Nick. The cold energy as well. Again, I always feel that spirits work in two ways. They can give you a warm energy, or they can give you a cold energy draft as well. 2 seconds. So to me, you always experience hot or cold. So in and around spirits, it's what they bring to the table. I'm just trying to add you, Nick. I'm just trying to look. Oh, invite. Just waiting for our Kaz now. I have inbox there. Jessica, just bear with us, Nick, please. You've encountered a black shadow. I mean, black, very black. We have the REM pods, laser sensors set up. Dave left the room. The REM pods and sensors would. And when you was alone, the energy. Where was that location, Jess? You felt nauseous and headaches as well. You can experience different types of effects with spirit in and around as well. So it can be very strong their mannerisms, their emotions that they put onto you. So sometimes when you're working spiritually, just ask your team to not affect you as much in that direction where you don't feel sick or you feel uneasy on your feet or you feel a little bit quavy and stuff like that. So your energy's not being affected too much. But ask your team in your mind to say, well, I'm okay to work with spirit, but don't let it overpower you so it over affects you as well. So again, I would always safely say it's about the balance. You've just had the keys to the house I am in now and not moved in. It was actually, oh, right. Okay. Here he is, young man. I'll get back to you on that.
Hi, Gary.
Hello, young man. How you doing?
Doing good. How about you?
I'm just going to sort this speaker out.
Okay. I only got a few minutes that I can come up, that I can stay on because I actually do have another show. So I thought I'd just drop in quickly.
Oh, much appreciated as well. And again, do you want to introduce our friends that might not know yet and who you are and what you've done over there in the States? I'm certainly looking forward to catching up with the book.
So obviously, you know what? I should have brought the book with me because I have a copy of it. But anyways, for those who don't know me, my name's Nick Muley. Obviously, I'm a paranormal investigator here from the U.S. I'm actually from Chicago, Illinois. I've been a paranormal investigator for almost 16 years now, since I was 12. And I, like a lot of people, I've investigated numerous different locations. As you saw earlier, I wrote that I've investigated Waverly. So I've been pretty much all over the place. And lately, I've actually been hosting 2 shows, both in the U.S. and the U.K., which is the Pun Network. I host a show, which I'll be doing later tonight, called the Petri Dish, and Paranormal Mysteries tomorrow afternoon with Tom and Amy Paranormal Mysteries.
And you're certainly a night owl, aren't you?
As long as I don't have to work in the morning, yes.
Yeah, I always find, obviously, excuse me, that when we are in the UK and I'm just going to bed, I'm like, I always see you popping up with your chats, and I always share all your work and your lives and everything else as much as I can. So I do like doing that. And then I start getting intrigued, and then I'm like, before you know it, it's an hour later, and I know you do talk quite a bit, and I do enjoy it. And then sometimes it's 2 hours later, especially over the period we just had off over 2 weeks ago, over December.
Yeah.
And again, I just found myself getting into USA time zone. I was just like non-stop. So yeah, what have you got coming up, Nick?
Well, right after this, I got 2 shows. Like I said, there's another show I'll be joining shortly after this. It's actually a show out in Canada, which is called not necessarily a paranormal show, but it's a show that I've been on previously called Matt TV. It's hosted by Matt Grant. And for his show, he usually talks about different topics, what's going on. But of course, when I'm on, it's all about the paranormal. And then tonight we have our next episode of Petri Dish, which we're going to be having Carl Johnson, demonologist Carl Johnson, on the show. So that will be a very interesting one. And then, like I said, we got Paranormal Mysteries tomorrow. But aside from the shows, I know I've said previously that I've been working on a Para-Unity COVID video. That is really right at the end. We're really at the end of it. I mean, at this point, I'm just going to make one last check for investigators, in both North America and Europe, if I missed any, because typical, we always get new friends and stuff like that. And I see from their work, I thought, you know what, they might be possible good candidates to become part of this video if they're interested. But for the most part, I've also been trying to get back out onto the field. It's been tough, with COVID, but
yeah,
we're keeping our fingers crossed that we can finally get back out there.
What's when I see a lot of things going on in USA and on the border of Canada and stuff like that, I get drawn. There's a big, I don't know, it looks like a big castle, but it's like a big shopping mall underneath, like a holiday resort. I'm trying to think of the name of it.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm trying to remember the name of that one, but I have heard of that location.
And I'm always like, I'm drawn to there. But it's an open hotel and it's an open mall as well. But it's like right above the Rockies, but in between the Canada border.
Stanley Hotel. That's it.
And I'm always drawn to that place as well. And when I see places, I'm like, somebody's drawing me there, little girl, little boy, you know. Spiritually, I get drawn to the building. And sometimes, if I go to a prison or something, you pick up on, I need to go to that cell, I need to be in this direction, I need to there. How do you find when you're going? How do you work when you're out there on investigations? How do you work yourself?
Yeah, I mean, what I usually do is, of course, obviously, I usually work with crews most of the time, but I also, of course, bring the typical, investigation tools. But you see, the way how I see it is, I think we all have some type of psychic ability. Maybe not the exact same one, but I guess for myself, I don't really have the ability to actually speak with spirits, but more or less can see visions of the past, which actually explains why I've always had such a fascination with history. So when I look at these images, it feels like I'm watching a scene out of an old movie.
Yeah, definitely. I get the cine film clips as well, and different times of night on an investigation. You can have a quiet spell on an investigation, but when it's quiet, I feel that your own senses or your own way that you work does heighten. Not that you're waiting for something to happen, you are wishing for it to happen, but you are like on edge as well, aren't you? When you've got that quiet spell.
Yeah, I think a lot of us are, of course. So we're always trying to be on guard for whatever occurs. I mean, we don't try to say immediately that this is paranormal, but just kind of, I guess it's kind of like looking over his shoulder, if you will. Loving the best, of course. Yeah, my vest is pretty much unique.
Also, as well, I'm just going to thank the team that's working, because we do have moderators set up, and that's why we use the platform. You know what I mean? So there is a lot of hard work that goes on to stuff and that as well. 2021, it is going to be interesting. What are you looking forward to then, like May time onwards, would you say?
Well, I'm definitely trying to, like I said, I'm hoping that, things could start getting back up, because I've already gotten a couple offers of like investigations and trips. And in fact, there's even been a few, I don't know if you heard, there's supposedly some other trips going out to other parts of the UK, like Ireland and Scotland. And of course, obviously, it's very difficult right now because the US currently is not allowing anyone to in or out of the country. So the only thing at this point, well, and not to mention how expensive they are. And trust me, I've been really wanting to come out to the UK for a long time. So, I'm still trying though.
Yeah, certainly as well. If you do come over to the UK, it'd be nice to catch up with yourself and your team, and whoever come over, we can try and take you around to some of our amazing places as well. David's got one there where he gets drawn to, when he's in Shrewsbury prison, he gets drawn to a cell A427, which we were saying about getting drawn to certain places on locations as well. And the door keeps opening as well. So again, I know our Karens, we have got that booked as well. Hopefully, if I'm right, Shrewsbury prison. Am I right, Kaz? But again, I do get drawn to certain places. I've been there a few times, and I've had some amazing interaction going on in and around there. I think one of the Crays was in prison there. Again, I ended up on my knees in a certain cell that evening as well. So, yeah. So, or I think I had a member of the public in trance, because I put them in trance with the spirit, brought the spirit forward. Again, Karen's saying there we've got 3 readings tomorrow night. Ooh. Have you ever had it overpowering on an investigation, Nick, where you've had to take time out? And I do ask that question a lot, because sometimes when there's a certain energy that's overpowering, you have to take time out on an investigate some fresh air.
That's actually only happened to me once. It hasn't. I mean, that was actually about 2 years ago that occurred, in which I kind of felt like an over sickness, if you will, that I had to step out for a couple minutes. So,
because when that happens as well, it is about getting that glass of water, getting that just, I have seen a lot of people trembling and shaking and experience or seeing as well. Sometimes people that go on an investigation can have that third mind eye millisecond of seeing a vision, or what they were in for, if it was a prison, or what crime they've committed and stuff like that as well.
Right.
What would you say your amazing interaction was on, like, really just blew your mind away?
Oh boy, that's I've had a couple occasions. Like I just before I answer that, I only have another minute to stay on because I do have the other show.
That's fine. I appreciate that.
Sure, yeah. But to answer this last question, it was like I said, I think it was really that same location because where we were at was it was a bar and restaurant, and from what I remember hearing, it was built. There wasn't too much history that we were able to find out for some reason, other than we knew it was built back in the 20s. And supposedly, because being Chicago, it had a lot of gang history, especially with Al Capone and a lot of the other gangs that thrive and some of which still exist today. And I just felt this we had this heavy negative energy that came by that we were doing I was doing a dowsing rod session, and for some reason whatsoever, it was almost like as if something put like a huge weight on my back, and it got to the point where I was sweating, I was shaking, I was not scared, but it was like very unsettling to the point that I had to run outside and just kind of cough it out because it was that bad. And that's something I've never had experienced before.
Okay, thanks for that, Nick. Thanks for coming on. And this is what it's about. It's an open mic hour where basically people can come and interact and give their experiences. Introduce yourself as well, which has been fantastic. I won't keep it any longer, but will you come on and do a nice hour show with me at some point in the future?
Absolutely. I was going to say, although this was kind of last minute, I'll definitely have time for another show like this. So yeah, I'd love to come back on. Okay,
so our lovely Karen behind the scenes will pick up on that, Nick, and look forward to you. Have a great rest of the week, mate, and I'll catch up with you sometime over the weekend.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, if you like to, I'll send you the links when we go live on the other two shows tonight.
Please, that'd be fantastic. Yeah, excellent.
All right. Take care of yourself.
See you later, young man. Right, thanks for that. And that's what it's about. Let's get this interaction and popping in and out. Don't be afraid to come on camera. It doesn't matter if you're in your PJs or anything, having a nice cup of tea. Come and talk to us. Nick, right, where we going? What's our Kaz said there? Hubby's mate Grandad is the only one man who escapes from Shrewsbury prison. They never caught him. He does tour there now. That's fantastic. Next time we go, write it down and we'll see if a member of the team or the public pick up on that as well. And we won't mention it. And then when we get there and we do the invest, we might forget in 2 or 3 months' time or whatever. But when we go there again, let's see if we can have that interaction. But that's amazing. That's what it's about. We won't give any names, which is great, but we'll see if somebody comes up with that name and the surname as well. That'd be even fantastic. Thanks for that, Nick. Appreciate it. And again, a lot of people just thanking you for doing that. Right, Rachel, as again, straight away, we're on to an hour already. No problem. Yeah, that's fine, Rach. No problem with that as well. Nick saying there we need to do a bit of a team share for Shrewsbury Prison. We'll sort all that type of stuff out as well. Inbox our Kaz, she's the excellent person on sorting out all this and that as well. And he's wrote, oh, that's intriguing. That is intriguing. I'm not going to ask what that's about, Nick. Right, any more? Any unknown prophecies? Any unknown things and you've come across? I really want to open it up. And somebody said to me the other day, they were mentioning people that's gone missing. You know, obviously Lord Lucan, famous people that's been kidnapped. There's been stories, and I was watching another interview the other day in America, and they said, where would you like to go? And I was always drawn, I'd love to go to Cuba and get down and see some of the amazing stories and places of Cuba. Now, that would be amazing to get over there. But Cuba's always a one that's not really talked around in the paranormal world. But I do feel there's a lot of stories to come out there as well with the intelligence of spirits. We do have a bit of extra time on our hands, indeed. Let's see what this one is. Off John, and get a copy of that. That's super. Right, any more for any more? What I'll try and do is a couple of things that I have mentioned, I will try and pop on of what I've read over the last few days as well. Little interesting facts. It's an unexplained book that I've been seeing a few of the articles on. As you know, I don't do any history or research on locations. With topics and subjects, I'll have a little look into, because the bullet points is things to bring to the table, which again is your night as well. Little things. Has anybody had any really weird experiences around churches or churchyards? And I know we do pay full respect to them places, but I do feel there's a lot of heightened energy there as well. So just seeing where we're going now. Any more questions for any more? No, Rach, definitely not. Definitely my pet hate, big time. Good evening, young man. Right, one more question, and then we'll leave it for there tonight. Again, we've covered quite a few little things as well. So again, check out Nick over there in America, and we'll see where we go now. So, one more just popped on. Yes, in Bradford upon Avon, where we used to live, an old Saxon churchyard, Ovulus 3 Spirit Box, got amazing results as well. What I always like is the interaction equipment away from where you are. So if you're in an old churchyard, put something 10 foot away either side of you, and you're in the middle. So if things are going and interacting within like a 10 or a 15-foot radius and that type of stuff, that's what you want. You want to build the energy when you go to places. Ollie there. Let's see what this last one. Rachel, we need to spend time together. You're brilliant. I'm certainly not talking about me. Right. We're going to call that a wrap, folks. And again, thanks for tuning in. Any questions for next week, drop me an inbox, drop Karen an inbox, and we'll put the topic, we'll put the subject on as well. Don't be afraid to come on this side of the mic. Don't be afraid to come on the camera. This is what it's about. We want the interaction. All right. And thanks for again for the moderators. Much appreciated as well. It is disheartening. When Karen and Joe and all that done a lot of the teamwork as well at the weekend. You know, we've got fantastic moderators in place as well. So again, thanks for all the time, effort, and energy. Keep safe out there, folks. That's all I'm going to say. And again, Monday night. Am I on Monday night? Is it Thursday night, Kaz? We'll have to check our diaries. Victorian seance. We'll have to have a little go at that and sort it out. And I will leave it there, folks. I'm going to end, and I'm going to thank you for your time. Catch you soon, folks. Stay safe. Uncensored. It can be about any topic and subject. It's your night. Again, you ask the questions. Yeah. Good night.